spent years, day in and day out, pouring my heart and soul into building my family's business from the ground up. I was the engine, the architect, the one who made it all work. And then, in a single moment, they tried to destroy me. This isn't just a story about betrayal. This is the story of how I fought back. It all started so simply, so innocently. Our family ran a small tech repair shop. You know the kind. The friendly neighborhood spot where you debring your cracked phone screen or your sluggish laptop. My parents handled the front of the shop, the customer service, the smiles. My domain was the back room. That's where the real magic happened. From the time I was a teenager, I was fascinated by code. While other kids were out playing, I was learning programming languages, dissecting software, and figuring out how to make things work better, faster, and more efficiently. This passion became the secret weapon of our little shop. It wasn't just fixing hardware. I was optimizing systems. I developed custom software for our regular business clients, creating streamlined invoicing systems, automated inventory trackers, and bespoke databases that saved them countless hours and headaches. My parents didn't really understand the specifics of what I did, but they saw the results. They saw the invoices stacking up, the glowing reviews, and the corporate clients who kept coming back, not just for repairs, but for my custom solutions. I was working 18-hour days sometimes. I'd be up all night debugging a client's server, then back in the shop at dawn to fix a shattered tablet screen. I loved it. I loved the challenge, the problem, but more than that, I loved that I was building something for my family. This wasn't just a job. It was our legacy. I turned down lucrative offers from big tech companies because I believed in what we were creating together. I sacrificed my social life, my hobbies, my 20s, all for the family business. I thought we were a team, building an empire brick by brick, line by line of code. I thought my dedication meant something. I was so wrong. The day it all fell apart is seared into my memory. My parents called a family meeting. I walked in expecting to discuss expansion plans or a new major client I had just landed. Instead, I saw my cousin sitting there, looking smug. My parents, avoiding my gaze, announced they were stepping back, retiring, and they were handing over the entire business, my business, the one I had built with my own two hands, to him. My cousin, a guy who barely knew the difference between RAM and a hard drive, who had shown zero interest in the company until it was a profitable, well-oiled machine. They said he had a better head for business, that I was too focused on the technical side. The words felt like daggers, too focused on the very thing that made the business successful in the first place. I looked at my parents, searching for some flicker of recognition, some acknowledgement of my years of sacrifice. I found nothing. Just cold, detached finality. They weren't just giving away the business. They were giving away my life's work. They were telling me I wasn't good enough. In that empty, silent moment, watching my cousin sit in what was essentially my chair, I felt a kind of pain I didn't know was possible. It wasn't just business. It was a profound, personal betrayal from the people I trusted most in the world. For a week, I was paralyzed. I'd wake up and just stare at the ceiling, the betrayal replaying in my mind. The anger was a physical thing, a hot, coiling serpent in my gut. But underneath the anger, something else was stirring. A spark. A tiny, defiant flame. They thought I was just the tech guy. They thought my value was confined to the back room. Fine. I would show them what the tech guy was truly capable of. This wasn't going to be about screaming matches or bitter arguments. My revenge would be strategic. It would be clinical. It would be total. The plan formed in my mind with crystal clarity. I wasn't just going to start my own company. I was going to build a better one. A smarter one. A company so efficient and so superior that my old one would become obsolete. I cashed out the small savings I had, rented a tiny office space across town. Nothing fancy, just a room with good internet. And then I got to work. The first step was building my own arsenal of tools. For years, I had created custom systems for our clients. Now, I turned that skill inward. I spent a month in a coding frenzy, fueled by coffee and a burning desire for vindication. I automated everything. Client onboarding, project management, invoicing, diagnostics. I built a system so streamlined that I could do the work of a 5-person team all by myself. I designed a new, sleek website and branded my new company. No more friendly neighborhood vibes. This was sharp, professional, and cutting edge. I was no longer just a repairman. I was a technology consultant, a systems architect. The next phase was the most critical, winning back the clients. My clients, the ones I had built relationships with over years, the ones whose businesses I understood inside and out. I didn't need to poach them with shady tactics. I just needed to present them with a better option. I started with the biggest corporate account, the one I had built a completely custom database for. I drafted a proposal. It wasn't about price, it was about value. I outlined a plan to migrate their old system, which I knew was already becoming clunky, to a new, cloud-based platform I had designed. It would be faster, more secure, and infinitely more scalable. I highlighted the inefficiencies of the old system, inefficiencies I knew my cousin wouldn't have the first clue how to fix. I wasn't just offering a service, I was offering a future-proof solution. The phone call came 2 days later. It was the CEO. "Your proposal is impressive," he said. "When can you start?" That one call was the first domino. One by one, I reached out to my old clients, not with complaints about my family, but with concrete, undeniable value propositions. I've developed a new automated inventory system that can save you 10 hours a week. I can upgrade your network security to prevent the kind of breaches we discussed last year. I knew their pain points because I had been the one solving them for years. My cousin, on the other hand, was just trying to keep the lights on. The emails and phone calls started flooding in. Clients I had worked with for years were switching over, not out of pity, but because it was the smart business decision. Every new contract felt like a victory. My one-man operation was growing faster than I could have ever imagined. The late nights weren't a sacrifice anymore. They were an investment in my own future. I started seeing my new company's logo on vans and storefronts. The financial charts I had programmed for myself showed a steep, upward curve that was almost vertical. I was not only surviving, I was thriving in a way I never could have under the old family structure. The best part, hearing through the grapevine that my old family shop was struggling. They were losing clients, getting bad reviews. They had the building and the name, but they had lost the engine. They had lost me. Looking back now, from the comfort of my own successful, rapidly expanding company, the anger has faded. It's been replaced by something else. Gratitude. It sounds strange, doesn't it, to be grateful for such a devastating betrayal. But that moment, that painful, gut-wrenching moment, was the catalyst I never knew I needed. It forced me to see my own worth. It pushed me out of the comfortable shadow of the family business and into the spotlight of my own potential. I was always the one building the systems, creating the value. The betrayal just forced me to finally put my own name on it. They tried to take everything from me, but in doing so, they gave me the one thing I never had: true independence. I didn't just get revenge, I turned betrayal into power. I built my own table instead of waiting for a seat at theirs. And let me tell you, the view from the head of your own table is incredible. So, I have to ask, have you ever experienced a betrayal that ended up changing your life for the better? Maybe it was in business, or in a friendship. Share your story in the comments below. Let's talk about it. And if you found any part of this story inspiring, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching.